There we go. Fuel pump's working. I can hear gas shooting in here. All right, let's see. One more thing here. We're gonna drain this old fuel. And like I said, we're gonna test the fuel pump in the process. Gonna go in here, take this red line off of this junction that feeds the carburetors. We're gonna take this into this gas can. And then, like I said, it's gonna test our fuel pump and get the old gas out. So what we're really gonna have to do is just start the bike, or try to start the bike, so that the fuel pump is pumping all the fuel into here. And it will only stop when it feels pressure, back pressure from the carburetors when they shut off. So we should, in theory, get all the gas out of here so we can put fresh fuel in. And another interesting thing is I needed to fix the back brake light. Hooking up this front brake with this switch, it actually works. So our problem, still don't have a rear. So whether or not the rear lights works, we're gonna have to test that. Something's not working from there to the back light. And also, I guess the connection here wasn't great, but now it's good. So we have a brake light. So there's nothing wrong with the bulb and the rear light. It's just connections apparently. And we'll have to get the pedal working too. So on with this. Gonna unscrew this right here and then separate it out. Run that into the tank. Be careful when you disconnect this line because you very well could have gas leaking out. Either way, actually. This line or your connection. Here we go. So I have this going in here. I'm just gonna hold it there. And if all goes well, I'm gonna crank this sucker. We should have old fuel filling up our old tank here. Usually you would hear the fuel pump pumping, but we don't. So let's see what happens. Oh, now she's gonna run. Now that I have her disconnected, she's gonna run. Not gonna run much because I disconnected the fuel line. Let me look at this. Well, I do have a lot of good fuel, bad fuel, actually coming out of here. And it only pumps when the engine is set to run. I tried to turn the engine button to off and it wouldn't pump fuel. But we do have fuel coming up through here. And as you saw, it wanted to try and start. So maybe this fuel isn't as bad as I thought. So I'm killing the battery, just cranking it here, and probably not good on my starter. So I don't know, maybe I should have drained this some other way. But we do have a working fuel pump, which is great to know. And now we got some of the fuel out. Maybe I'll keep doing this, maybe I won't. But all I really need to do is reconnect this line, and maybe I should just put good fuel in there to mix with the old fuel, and we should be good. So at least we tested the fuel pump, and I don't know if it's a great fuel rate. I don't know if the volume coming out was great. It's kind of just dripping, it wasn't running. But the fuel pump's job is just to keep the float bowls full. So you can probably see down in there we have some gasoline. So hey, we got it out of the secondary, or the main tank. Secondary, sub-tank, right there. So hopefully we got enough out that we can put new fuel in and she'll run, fire, and do all the good things. I just thought of a much better way to do this. If I disconnect the fuel pump right here, and I just put power to that from a battery, then I can essentially pump the fuel pump. So I could do plus and minus to there from a battery, and that itself would make the fuel pump function and push the gasoline through. All right, so I got a jump wire from my negative battery terminal to the green wire, which I think is negative. I don't know that this is polarity specific, so I think either way this would work. And then in theory, my red wire is going to the other side. So this should activate my fuel pump and shoot gasoline out at me. So see if I can do this on camera. Make sure I'm ready with my can. This is not, I should have this on like a table or something. It's not exactly the best way to do this with my knee, you know. All right, so I don't want to get gasoline all over me. So if this works, my gas is going to shoot in here. Here we go. Yep. There we go. Fuel pump's working. I can hear gas shooting in here. I think we're empty. Nope, there's some more. I don't want to burn it out. I'll have to stop in a minute. You hear that? Fuel pump's working just fine. I'm going to stop for a minute so I don't burn it out. Give it a break. Don't set this somewhere that's going to touch metal. All right. Smart guy. I went ahead and pumped out the rest. I think we are totally empty. I didn't check I didn't, you know, shake the bike or anything. But the fuel pump got really fast and it seemed to be pumping a lot less fuel. And I think it was just not under load anymore. So I think we're probably empty. It was going crazy. So I think it was not under load. So this worked. I can hook it back up and hopefully put fresh gas and we're good to go. Well, one more thing for this video. I started looking into why my rear brake light wasn't working. So I knew this wasn't working. I even pulled that by hand, and that cable runs up here and drops into here. So that could be wrong. You know, look how loose that is. That could be a problem. I think this should be better than that. I don't know. But anyway, that should be, that should be in this bracket. So we'll have to make sure that all that's put back in correctly. I forgot I took that off to get into there for the clutch. So anyway, I followed it to here. This is the wire that runs up, and it wasn't even plugged in here. It was loose. So I just plugged that in securely, and boom, we have brake on the front. We have brake on the front and brake on the rear. So I'm gonna put my lens back on because I thought I had a bad bulb, but I don't. So I'm going to go ahead. I already put the gas line back on. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the tank back on where it needs to go. Secure it in place. We're actually ready to put the seat on and put fresh gas in this thing. I'm always charging the battery. Battery's on the charger down there. So we're ready to go. So the next video, I think we'll probably be taking her out on the road. Test out our brake. Still seems solid. Oh, look at that. We need to put some mirrors on here. So I'll put some mirrors on, put the lens cover back on the rear brake, and take her for a spin. If you guys want to see that, like and subscribe, follow for more. I'll see you on the next one.